Hello everyone, and welcome to my first ever Ghosts of Tabor video. My name is Danny, and today I'll be showing you every gun currently confirmed by the developers of the game. Be warned though, as not every gun they have planned at the moment is mentioned in this video, as they have confirmed a total of at least 40 plus weapons that are already in development. This list will contain 34 weapons I've managed to find that were ultimately confirmed by the devs in one way or another. At the end, I have some guns I speculate will make an appearance in Ghosts of Tabor, as well as a few of my own most wanted guns from VR games I've played and loved. We're going to split this list into 7 categories, those being pistols, rifles, SMGs, LMGs, snipers, shotguns, and something I'll call specials afterwards. To those in the Discord, I'm sure you know what I'm referring to already. With that, let's get into the pistols. First is the 1911, a true classic pistol firing in 45 ACP, and there's a good chance the Ghosts will benefit using this pistol more, as Scott from the dev team has stated guns made in the US will be more effective in the Ghost hands, while the Russian ones like the AKs will be better in Volks. While we don't know how many different variants of Glocks will be in the game, we can still confirm that Glocks will be available in Ghosts of Tabor. Chambered in 9mm, these guns have a very high capacity and are generally very reliable firearms in VR games. With a low recoil and decent damage, I can definitely see players using these on quest runs trying to do objectives quickly and sneakily. If Combat Waffles is going deep into gun customization like I think they are, I can bet you there will be a Glock 18 with a carbine conversion kit for stable full auto firing. And hell, might as well throw in a drum mag to go with it. We can already see the Glock with suppressor on it in recent footage. Not to be confused with the MRAD Mark 22 sniper rifle, this pistol is a modified Smith & Wesson Model 39 used in the Vietnam War, codenamed the Hush Puppy. Its main purpose was to use its suppressor to silently kill guard dogs and sentries, which leads me to believe this pistol will do a good job in dispatching the AI, assuming your primary weapon does not have a suppressor to do things silently. This pistol holds 14 rounds and is chambered in 9mm like most other pistols in this list. High power, low ammo. The revolvers of Tabor are undoubtedly going to be devastating weapons in the right hands, and it seems that in general there'll be multiple revolvers in the game, so I'm just going to group the 2 we currently have. The one in the back seems to be a Korth Super Sport revolver chambered in .357 Magnum and has a 6-round cylinder. With the amount of rails on the revolver, I can see a lot of players using this as a pocket precision weapon with red dot or a slightly magnified optic for longer range hits. The gun in the front looks like a Smith & Wesson 629 Stealth Hunter, and if it is, then it's another 6-round .357 Magnum. Very powerful, but unsure about its attachment potential, unlike the Korth Super Sport revolver with all those rails. Might be a revolver for when you're on a budget, as if a .357 revolver is going to be cheap. A Deagle is a cult classic in video games and a very popular choice in Pavlov and contractors. It's a very beefy pistol, and if we're going by realistic recoil like Combat Waffles has said, our characters better have wrists of steel, or also get taken out very quickly. A large recoil being presumably chambered in 50 AE, or less so if they decide to use the 44 Magnum variant. A well-placed shot will still be extremely rewarding. Let's just hope our friend here with dual-wielding Deagles makes it out alive. I don't have high hopes for his life, or his wrists. Saving the best for last, in my opinion, for the pistol category, the Flux Raider MP17. It's actually a SIG P320 in a brace made by Flux Defense. The MP17 is presumably chambered in 9mm and with what seems to be a 21-round magazine. This gun is special, as you can put another magazine in the front of the gun for snappier reloads, which in a game like this will mean way faster reloads. Additionally, the MP17 also has a stock built into the carbine kit for more accurate shots. The reason I find this gun to be the most interesting to me is the fact that it's the first pistol to be converted into a carbine in Tabor. Once development moves along, I can assume that you'll have to buy and find the P320 and the brace separately to use the MP17, leading this to be a more late progression item. A Ghost's best friend. The M4 carbine shoots in 5.56 and holds 30 rounds in a mag. Now that's not saying much because this thing is extremely customizable in just about every game, and as a Ghost, you won't go wrong in modding this thing out to be a killing machine. Or even as a Volk, I'm sure this thing will be fairly easy to control. Not much else to say other than a solid option for just about any engagement. A Ghost is attracted to the M4 like a Volk will be attracted to the AKM. This gun shoots in 7.62 and also boasts a clean 30 round mag. Tried and true in any shooter, this gun is fairly customizable in about any game you play, and it'll perform perfectly with enough practice, especially in a Volk's hands. This one's pretty interesting. The FAMAS is a 5.56 bullpup rifle with a 30 round mag with full auto and burst capabilities. From the video the devs have posted, this looks like it's the FAMAS G2 variant of the rifle. From personal experience, I haven't had much success with the FAMAS in VR games. Maybe it'll change in Tabor with how the gun handles and what attachments I can put on the gun, but until then, I'll gladly stick with the M4. Sorry FAMAS, hope you prove me wrong. Now here's a more interesting gun than the FAMAS. Yeah, I really didn't like that gun. The FNFAL is a semi-auto and full auto gun chambered in 7.62 by 51. The gun holds 20 rounds in the mag, and I'm willing to bet you if you slap a long range optic on this gun, it'll perform amazingly at range. Here's hoping this one will be a powerful choice for users who want a DMR experience while also having a full auto option. Speaking of DMRs, we have the H&K G3 also chambered in 7.62 by 51. This gun is similar to the FAL and also shoots in semi or full auto, making this a proper DMR with a scope. It can also be a medium range gun with full auto burst if modded correctly. Usually coming in 20 round mags, I can see Combat Waffles also adding in the extended 30, 40, or even a drum mag for the thing. In most games, this gun performs similarly to the FAL, leading to a more preference choice between the two. Starting off with an old Counter-Strike favorite, the MP9, better known to some as the TMP. This little 9mm machine pistol shoots extremely fast and can destroy your enemies in a blink in close ranges. My only worry with this gun is if the recoil will be too much when it doesn't have any upgrades, but I'm sure bursting the gun will be best at close to medium ranges. Unless you're up next to your enemy, spray away otherwise. One of my favorite SMGs. The MP7 is a solid option for anyone who wants a stable yet fast-firing gun. Chambered in the unique 4.7 by 30mm, this round will make quick work of your enemy's armor, unlike other VR games where this gun's damage falloff is like an arm's reach away. All I can do is hope the devs will do this gun justice. Give it a drum mag, just for me, Scott? Another classic just like the M4 and the AK, the MP5 is making its appearance in Ghosts of Tabor. Chambered in 9mm with single, burst, and full auto options. The MP5 has a unique catch that no other VR game has done before to my knowledge. In real life, in order to load another magazine, you need to throw the bolt back. But as it is right now with other VR games, you can take out and insert a full magazine without issues. While reloading the MP5, make sure you throw that bolt back or else you'll be in for a nasty surprise when in a firefight. The ever so compact P90 is here in 2042, and with no surprises here, it will be yet another solid option for you. Boasting a rather hefty 50 round mag of armor-piercing 5.7 by 28mm, any enemy you come across will be sorry to have tried to push you in close quarters. Not sure how moddable this gun will be besides a muzzle device and a red dot, but I can see it being a popular choice nonetheless. Although my experiences with the P90 in VR is a little awkward, having to hold my hands so close to each other, and that mag, a pain to put in for most VR games. Haven't seen one of these things since Black Ops 2. Wow. The Scorpion Evo 3 is yet another reliable choice in your close quarters engagements. Chambered in 9mm, and looking at the Scorpion Evo 3 in the example picture, I can see plenty of rails here for grips, sights, and even lasers for hip firing this thing. All I can say about this little package is I hope you aren't at the end of it in close range. I know I died to this thing a lot as a kid in COD, but now the stakes are even higher. The Tommy gun? Well, the answer is shockingly yes. The devs have confirmed that this 1920 submachine gun chambered in 45 ACP is making its appearance in a game slated in 2042, in Russia. Yeah, I'm not sure about this one, but hey, any new gun to mess with is good to me. I just hope the devs also give us a fedora and a trench coat to go full gangster in 2042. If we're going with the Thompson, chances are we'll have the options using the 30 round stick mags as well as a 60 round drum mag as we see in the video showcasing the weapon. As for attachments, a suppressor or compensator is all we're getting, unless we're going to butcher this beauty of a weapon. Right, now onto the big boys of Tabor, the LMGs. Starting off, we have the PKP, which is a Russian LMG chambered in 7.62, so Volks will have a fun time with this thing when combined with its bipod. That mag in the video looks to be a 200 round box mag to me, which is a lot of firepower for engagements. Be prepared to move very slowly using this thing, especially with a lot of ammo, or go full to chunk on a rooftop, mounted and loaded on the side of a building, or in the video, on a rooftop waiting for passerbys. A Volk is attracted to the PKP like a ghost is... Wait, I already made this joke. The M249 SAW. The ghost choice for an LMG, chambered in 5.56, this gun is also another solid choice in the LMG category. Same as the PKP, the M249 SAW will seemingly also have a bipod, a 200 round box mag, and a lot of firepower. Something only shown with the M249 SAW currently is that the barrel of the gun is turning red after the soldier in the video emptied out its entire box of ammo. Maybe we have to watch our guns from getting too hot. It would make the game just a bit more tactical than the spray and pray of other VR games. I think I recall them saying on the VR Jungle podcast they want to make replacing weapon barrels a thing and to maintenance weapons. If you want me to cover that podcast and get all the juicy information for you, let me know by liking this video and commenting down below, as well as any other suggestions you want me to cover about this game. This was another weird one that I stumbled across. I didn't expect to find the RPD hidden in the game, but here we are. An old Soviet LMG chambered in 7.62 and only having 100 rounds of ammunition in its drum mag. I can see this being a budget LMG, seeing as with the limited information we have, I'm unsure if this will come with a bipod or not. My gut says it will, one way or another. I'm unsure how often this gun will be used since the RPD is essentially a heavier AKM with more ammo, and I'd rather pick up one of those and mod that out instead, which would probably be more cost effective than the RPD. At least with a sight and maybe a grip, who knows, I sure don't. If the Tommy gun surprised you, then this should as well. The Stoner 63 is an assault rifle / LMG chambered in 5.56, and in the screenshot seems to be holding a 30 round magazine in it. Now the reason I put in the LMG category is based on the research I've done for this gun. It's classified as a light machine gun, and seems to have the ability to use box magazines, but as of right now, I'm unsure how this weapon system functions. I guess we'll have to find out once we're in game, but as far as I can see on the gun, it has no rails, so it seems to be a budget LMG for the Ghosts, with it being American made. Although just like the RPD, I'd rather use a modded out M4 if I'm going to 30 round Stanag way. Guess we'll find out once we get it in our hands. We're starting strong with the snipers. First we have the AWM bolt action. This classic gun is chambered in 388 Lapua Magnum and is sure to one-tap your opponents with ease. And if you can put a bipod on this gun, then any building and windowsill will be your best friend to those with a shaky hand. And to a calm hand, the bipod will just make your stable shots that much better. If I get my hands on this, watch every window and every shadow. I'm watching you. Next up is what looks to be the Remington 700 equipped with a wooden stock. As for the caliber, I'm pretty uncertain due to the amount of ammunition that's showing up on the wiki page, but at least looking at these options, it seems like at range this gun will be doing just fine for your needs. Probably won't be one-tapping chads like the AWM with this gun, but it seems to be a good mid-tier armor gun. Definitely one I'll be using when I want to go hunting. Yet another bolt action. This American-made sniper rifle shoots in either 388 Lapua Magnum or 7.62 by 51, depending on the variant we get in game, or both if Scott is feeling crazy enough. Between the R700 and the M24, I'd say both will suit any sniper since all you need is a scope, a good place to hide, and a target to shoot. A fairly controversial weapon in Tarkov is confirmed to be in this game as well. Oh boy. Chambered in 7.62 by 54, this gun in Tabor is either going to be really dumb or really good. I feel like we're all going to get some flashbacks when we get shot by this gun, and from the messages I've seen regarding this game, it seems the Mosin may or may not have the stuff like the Mosin Archangel stock. I'm putting money on it later down the line, but as of right now, with a PU sight and a suppressor, this gun is like the R700 and it will be a solid mid-tier option. Or just one-tap everything, you never know. Yet another World War II gun, the Kar 98K, chambered in 7.92 by 57, and was accidentally confirmed due to my own questioning about different sniper rifles. Go me! I can only imagine, just like the Mosin, this will be a very early option due to the limited amount of attachments, low ammo count in the gun, and general lack of anything except a decent option for those who want a probably fairly cheap bolt action. What? The Barrett in Tabor. Combat Waffle Studios, you're playing a dangerous game here with this kind of firepower. And the screenshot shows a suppressor. Just thinking of getting shot by this is giving me the chills. G50 caliber, if you don't die in one shot by this thing, chances are you're a cat using one of its 9 lives, and it's about to use the last 8 bleeding out. My hope is this thing is super rare and can only be found in the most dangerous areas in the map, and cannot be bought. I hope. Back down to earth from a 50 caliber gun are the shotguns. First up is a pump shotgun, the Mossberg M590A1. Now, shotguns in my opinion are very fun to use in VR, and if we're able to use custom ammunition like Dragon's Breath and slugs, then I can see all these shotguns being usable in many situations, especially if you can modify these guns to have a scope for those meme slug builds. But until then, this will shoot 12 gauge shells. Pump shotgun? Check. Semi-automatic shotgun? Also check. The M1014 is also coming to a raid near you. Not much to say about this one, since when it comes to shotgun, the ammo is what makes or breaks the gun, and in this case, this one is going to be better than the pump shotgun's close range, since it's semi instead of pumping. But in VR games, usually the pump shotguns have a much tighter spread to balance them, so that might just be what's happening. If anyone gets a long-range M1014 kill with slugs, I'll eat my words. Last of the confirmed shotguns seems to be the SD-ASS Combat Shotgun. Based on what I read, this is another pump shotgun similar to the Mossberg, so I won't comment too much on this other than it looks way cooler than the Mossberg, and probably way more expensive. I can feel my wallet crying already. Now, Scott has told me there's a couple more shotguns than these 3, so if more come out after this video, I'll probably make a part 2. Time for the specials, and if you read the name, it's going to be a bit crazy in this section. Yep, you heard me right, Tabor is going to have an RPG. Now I can only assume this gun is going to be extremely rare, and the ammo even rarer, since I assume there's going to be one-shotting basically everything, or at least cripple someone in full armor. But it's going to be interesting, and I'll be honest, pretty funny to see the kinds of plays people make with this weapon. Either close range like a shotgun, or people trying to use it like a sniper rifle. Mark my words, there will be many friendly fires with this gun, as well as many self-inflicted deaths, if the RPG doesn't have a specific activation range at the very least. So, rocket launcher and a grenade launcher. Oh boy. The China Lake. Firing 40mm grenades at enemies, just like what I said with the RPG, I can see many people using this at medium and long range, and I'm all for amazing clips that will come from it. I know I'll be going for fun shots with it. Let's also hope this is rare like the RPG. Flamethrower. Flamethrower. Yeah, why not slow cook your enemies to death using a flamethrower? Chances are you will die before you fully cook your enemies, unless you snuck up behind them and burned their backs, but yeah, have fun with this meme of a weapon. They better give us an apron and a chef's hat, because we're cooking up an operative to perfection. Alright, now on to my own personal wish list and sneak peeks the dev team has hinted at, aka guessing what's in Scott's mind, since not a lot of the dev team speaks to us personally in the Discord. First on my wish list, we have the Chris Vector in either 9mm or 45 ACP. I know Scott recently got one of these, and with the Chris agreement they have, I can bet the Vector and a few other Chris guns will be in the game later on. Next is the Mark 12 SPR, one of my favorite guns from the DayZ mod, and this was always my go-to sniper rifle for the AI battles since it used regular Stanag mags. The Spaz 12 is an iconic shotgun, so I'd be lying if I didn't want this pump/semi-auto gun in the game as well. It's always a blast to use this thing in VR. We're going back to World War II guns. Scott has said in the Discord that he'll be thinking hard on adding this SMG into the game, and if we're adding the Thompson and the MP40, I won't lie, slapping in the STG-44 fits right in, And why not the PPSH while we're at it? Now this one I caught very quickly before it was deleted in the Discord, but it seems they might be toying with the idea of an AK-107. Or he's just messing with us. He probably is, but the AK-107 seems to be a nice gun to have anyway. More AK variants are always nice. Alright guys, that wraps up this video. I know it was fairly long, and since it was my first video, there's probably some errors I made along the way, but thank you so much for sticking with me to the end. If you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe so I can grow more and be a proper Tabor content creator. As I said before, please comment what you want to see next or tips for me to improve. I'll be reading every single one. Until then, see you next time. This is Danny, signing off.